In our last video, we discussed we have 5 types of AI models available. Today we are going to talk about form processing AI models. Our use case is to process passport documents. Form processing AI model extract text from any matching form. We can use this model to process invoice, passport, driving license, or tax form. To build an AI model, we have 6 steps. For our demo today, we take the business requirement is to process or collect the information from the passports like a passport number, issue date, or expiry date. So the first step is to identify the requirement, which is extract passport data. Second step, choose the right model. To process a passport, we need to choose form processing. Next step is prepare data. For this, we need to collect sample passports. This can be image or PDF. Next step is train the model. After that, test and optimize. Finally, we need to publish and use it on our application. For our demo, we will be using SharePoint as a source to send the input. So the first step is for user to upload the document to SharePoint. The next step is Power Automate flow will be triggered. The Power Automate send the data or a file content to AI model. Next, AI model returns the result or output. Finally, Power Automate update the result in SharePoint list so that we can verify the data. Based on our use case, we need 3 components or application to build this scenario. The first one is SharePoint, which has data. The second one is Power Automate, which connects SharePoint and the model. The third one is AI model. This is to scan or process a document. For our demo, it will be 3-step process. Step 1, to create a SharePoint list. Step 2, build and train the model using AI Builder. Step 3, create Cloudflow using Power Automate. Now let us open the SharePoint environment to have a source ready for step 1. I have a list ready and it's called travel request. It has all the basic information that specific to travel, and these all are 5 fields we will be used for our demo. Now step 2, build and train the AI model. Go to make.powerapps.com, select the correct environment. On the left navigation, click build, and then for our demo, so we are going to select form processing. So give it a name, demo passport scanning. Click create. These are the fields that we will be collecting information from the passport. So we'll be entering all the fields here. So passport number, and second one, date of birth. Third one, place of birth. Issue date and expiry date. Click next. So we'll create a new collection. In our case, just name it passport document. Then click on the documents. It says 0 documents now. Click on that. So now we'll be adding a documents. Upload from local storage. Then I have photo called tree. Going to select, not this one. upload all the documents. Okay, so now we need to click on analyze. Basically system is analyzing all the documents. So now the next screen basically tells all the documents. Then we need to train them. It means each field we need to tell them where exactly it is. So we need to select the specific area, and then we tell them that's a passport number, and then the next one is, hey, this area is a date of birth, like that. Should not take too much, probably 2 minutes I can say. Okay, now it's quick. So now it's loading fields here. So you'll be selecting each document one by one. Okay, so now you see here is these are the information we'll be collecting, and then you can click on here, so detected words. So if you click on that one, so it's going to say detected words here. So for example, now if you say here these two, it's a separate word, it's collected, but you can select as a one. You can select, and then you say this is a passport number now, and then you can say this, it's my date of birth, and then this is place of birth, issue date, and expiry date. You can verify the data. So now the one document will be feeded. So now the second document, the same process. So we'll be doing for all the 5 documents. Okay, so now all the documents says check mark, and then all of them it's green. So now you say next. Now you're going to say train. So now the model is training. Ideally we can close the screen, so it's going to say, yeah, it's a go to models, and then this is the model we are creating, demo passport scanning. So now it's training. The status is called training now. The meanwhile, we can go to the step 3, which need to create a flow. So I'll create a duplicate window here. Just in sake, we can come back here and then go to flows. Okay. So click on automated cloud flow. So it means basically whenever a user upload the document to SharePoint, so this flow will be triggered. So now I'm going to say SharePoint when an item is created or modified. When an item is created or modified. Okay, so again, it's a flow name. So I'm going to give us a flow name, say demo passport. Create. Okay, so now I'm going to select the site address, which is a customer site, and then list is the travel request. So this flow will be triggered whenever the user is creating or modifying that specific list. So now, so each list it's going to be multiple documents, and then so now for the document, this flow will be triggered whenever a user it's created or modify that specific item. So the next step is basically we are going to get the attachments. So click on next tab, say SharePoint. I can just get attachment. That's the easiest one. Okay, yep, you can say get attachment to the same site. Go to the specific list. and then ID is current flow ID. Okay, the next step, we need to get the file content, right? Because we need the specific file content. Okay, the previous one, gets all the attachments. The next one is to feed into model, we need a specific file content. So say get file content, and then this is SharePoint one. Again, I'm going to the same site, and then now the file is basically should be from the attachment. So click on the ID. So now if you see it, it's automatically applied to each loop. So the reason is it may have more than one documents. So now we have a file content is ready. Now we can send this file content to our model. We're going to create a new action, AI model. So now it says process and save information from the forms. Okay, so we have a separate invoice and then receipts there. I'm going to select from a forms, and then no, so this is not the model we selected. The reason is the model is trained but we not tested or not published. Okay, so this list sometime it refresh, sometime it's not. So delete this one, go to the Power Apps, and then we'll see, yep, this is trained. So now I'm going to say detail. Okay, if you see here is status is not published, right? So before publish, we can have a quick test. So we have the train model, right? So we trained these 5 documents, not one, and I'm going to select the in the test. I have a separate one. I'm dropping it. So now you can be able to see the results, and it's going to highlight each one of them, and then it's going to point out what the percentage or the confidence. See here, it's this confidence score is 100% confidence. This one is 97 because some of the document made blurred. So each one it says what the confidence level. Okay, we can test the another document, or you can simply close it. So now we'll publish. Basically you are publishing the model, so it's going to be ready to use. Once it's published, you can go to our Power Apps to continue the cloud flow. Okay, it's published. So now it says use model. Okay, here I'm creating the same step again because I know them. Process and save information from forms. Now you can see that the model, because it's published now. Demo, passport scanning, and then now I'm going to say JPEG file. You can dynamically you can identify what kind of file type, file content, and then you can dynamically you can select it. For now, just make it as a one simple process. So the form is basically it's a file content. That's what we are feeding to the AI model. So now, so this one it's going to produce some of the results. It's going to scan the passport, and then it produces the information whatever you're trying to collect it. So now the next step is to verify this one. I'm going to say update item is in a SharePoint system. Select the same site, same list. Then the ID is, I can say that item is created. Title is mandatory, so simply we are going to select the same title. Okay, so now we are collecting 5 informations. For example, passport number. We click on the passport number. Let's say passport number. So we have to select the value. So we need to make sure we have a passport number and then passport number display name. Specifically, we need to select the value field. Okay, place of birth. Place of birth value, date of birth value. Okay, so we collected all the 5 informations. Now let's see. Oh, okay, so it has some warning. So it says we need to stop the infinity loop, right? Because you are getting the data and then you are passing that the attachment, and then you are updating that same list, so it's going to be recursive, so we need to stop somehow. So for that we can do in a 2 ways. So one first step is basically you can go to the settings, and then basically you can see that the last step, basically you can add the trigger. Says specify one or more expression which must be true for this triggers to fire. So I'm going to say one condition. I'm going to write it basically the passport number equal to null, basically. So this condition, it says equals the passport number is null, and say done. Okay, yeah, still it shows error. That's fine. I hope it won't fire. I'm confident, because that one we can do another way also. You can do that. So simply you can add a condition here, add an action condition here. You can say that the passport number is equal to null. So it means no, it's not going to fire when the passport already have a data. Doing this one. Okay, save. That's fine. I think I already added a condition. Not sure why it says error. Okay, so make sure it's on. Okay, so now the system is ready to test. Go to the SharePoint, create a new, going to say demo user travel something, and then I'm going to add the attachment. Go to test folder. I have only one. Save. So now AI model should be triggered. No, not the cloud. Now the cloud flow will be triggered. So see the flow here. And you click on refresh. It should pick it up, very quick moment. It should not take too long. Okay, so now our cloud flow is running, or succeeded. We can see here all the information it's processed, and then you can go to the flow and then check the history. So this is properly triggered, and then obviously all the step must be true here. And you can see what are the input we feed it here. This concludes our demo for today. Thanks for watching. Please write your comments down below. Our next demo, AI model object detection. Have a great day.